Hello and welcome to Xbox the Box tier list, rambling finger jiggles, stuff like that. And we're just gonna do the tier list video where we get to rank the Halo titles by grades. How do I introduce it? Is it all good?
Yeah, I mean that sounds good to me. We're doing a tier list. It's kind of almost cliche at this point because every YouTube channel does a tier list, but we're doing one, damn it! And it's about Halo because we like Halo on this channel because we're an Xbox channel. So this is
Yeah,
our tier list for Halo, and the tiers go from S to E. S being best, E being worst. Trash can is we I guess trash can, which is worse than E, and then don't care. I guess would be the spin-off games that we haven't played. I guess. I mean, is
yeah.
that what we're gonna go with? So yeah, so we should start tier list. Do you want to make any rules like you
Nah,
can only
that's
have a
just
certain amount on each one or something like that? I don't know. What do you
just
think?
just to say what you feel. Now, the reason I'm like hosting this is because I'm doing the test stream using the setup I've done on my Mac, and soon I could be hosting the podcasts on at my own end, since I got the extra hardware to do this. So I thought we'd do an experimental vid to see how we do and how we do OBS. Now let's begin. So
Let's begin.
Halo Combat Evolved. So
Okay, we're skipping past Halo 2006, whatever that is, 2006. Combat Evolved, I would say that's S or E tier. It's going to be up there.
yeah, I think
Top
it.
two,
I would say there's A tier because
A tier.
I think it's
Multiplayer's not the best,
no
even
because
though
I
it is
think
low. Yep.
the single player is like really fantastic, but I haven't really checked out the multiplayer. But back then it's a bit rudimentary. There's just like up to 4 players,
Yeah.
so I think we just stick with that.
I
Now,
mean, it's local multiplayer, and then there's no, it's just LAN parties, isn't it? And it was the big deal. It was what made the Xbox, wasn't it? I mean,
yeah,
it's iconic. I would say we'll stick with with A for now, but I'm tempted to bump it up to S, but we'll stick with A for now until we go for a bit more, see how we go.
no, just stick at A. I think A is perfect for it. Now, you
Okay.
said you want to deal with this one, right?
I have no idea what that is. So
So
that
I
was on the
don't
tier
care.
list.
So that's
Halo 2600
don't
for the
care,
Atari.
don't care.
Yeah, we'll stay with the don't care, I think. Yeah, because I actually don't know what that is. So, should we get rid
Good.
of the arcade machine right at the end as well, just so, because we don't want to have to deal with that?
Yeah,
So
I
we'll just
mean,
say that as well.
how's this got in there? Like, are we expected to have big arcades near to us? I mean, I don't
There
know.
is an arcade machine. There is an arcade machine, a Halo arcade machine, but I've never played it, so I can't really judge.
But do you have one near to you?
No, if I had, I would have played it. But
Then
I
we
think they're
don't
like you.
care.
Yeah, we don't care. So
Yeah.
that's the don't care. So right now we're on to the proper Halos. I think
Halo
so. Halo
2.
5. Oh, Halo 2. We're doing them in order, are we?
Yes.
Halo 2. Oh, I don't know.
I was thinking of, like, A, because the multiplayer
A as well.
goes
Okay.
over the entirety of this single player campaign. But the single player
Yeah, the
campaign has
single
got
player.
got some really expensive moments. So what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll stay with A as well. I think the single player is fantastic. You got the plot twist of becoming the arbiter. And it has the cliffhanger ending, which is kind of lame. But
Yeah.
the rest of it makes up for it. The multiplayer is fantastic. It's basically the core multiplayer is how Halo is, like what Halo is to this day, really. Yeah, I would say A. A's good. They're not all going to be in the A, though, are they? So,
Well, we'll have to see about that.
yeah,
Anyway, now down to the good stuff. So, Halo 3 S
S,
tier. S.
S, yeah, S. Not even a question.
That.
It is one of the greatest games ever made, as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
The
Just stick.
multiplayer was perfect.
Yeah.
The multiplayer was perfect. They ended the story in a fantastic way. They closed out the trilogy. Um, it was the reason that I bought Xbox 360. It's the reason lots of people bought Xbox 360s. And as far as I'm concerned, it's still the greatest shooter of all time and the best multiplayer shooter of all time. And I will stand by that in the court of law. I will fight someone to the death over that one because it is the greatest multiplayer of all time, and
Uh,
I will stand by
to
that.
me, Halo 3 is great. Enough said. I didn't get it on launch day, but I eventually got it in October, and I was so blown away by how much it offers. Introduced Forge, multiplayer, single player, and it also introduced like lots of good stuff with it. So it's just fantastic. So S.
Yes. So I'm curious where you're going to put the next one. We're doing Reach next, right? Oh no,
ODST.
ODST.
So
Ooh, that's hard. There were the firefight mode's good. So you had good co-op firefight mode. You had the story was fun. It was cool to be like a different perspective, different like music and art style. It was kind of an open world, but it didn't have its own multiplayer. It just had the Halo 3 multiplayer on it.
well,
So
well the
BLC. Yeah,
well
I
I
love
would
ODST.
I would I would have to say that the single player campaign I love it. It's just like
It's brilliant.
it's it is more open ended, and the stealth stuff is great, but there's
Yeah,
like extra levels like in Halo 3. But I think the problem is with Firefight is that you had to invite your friends in. Otherwise, if you got the
yeah,
friends to play it, it's like fun. Also, as for the
yeah,
multiplayer, it's just like you've got that extra disc with all the maps for Halo 3, and I think that's about it. So I think I
yeah.
would
It's
say
brilliant.
B tier that single player
B.
great, but
Yeah.
I think it's if you think about it, the multiplayer is not like fully fledged, and you just seems as
No.
if you like, just got Halo 3 multiplayer, don't care.
I do.
It's just a single
I
player.
do.
That's
I
awesome.
do also want to. I also want to say with this tier list that like a pizza, no matter how bad the Halo games are, they're still pretty damn good. Even the worst Halo game is a pretty decent game as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
Better than most shooters out there. So us putting anything in C, D, or E, don't get too mad because we still enjoy those games, even though they are in the C, D, or E.
I don't mind
You know, I just
really.
want to I want to preempt him. I want to preempt that argument, because I think B for ODST, a lot of people might be mad at that, but I think that's about right in our tier list.
Yeah, I
If we
mean,
compare it to other Halo games,
yeah,
like in a vacuum of Halo games, I think that's about right.
that's fine. Now let's move on. So what we got here next? We should deal with Halo Wars first. Now,
Okay, we'll do Halo Wars.
so I don't know if I played the
Ooh,
demo or not, but I think I remember it was like good. Deals with the controller
it's
interface,
good.
but I
Yeah,
think, it's like, is it the PC like gives a good, better quality, or is it just it plays as well on the console?
it plays okay on a console. I mean, as good as like an RTS can be. It feels more like Beatty's first RTS.
Hmm.
At least the first one did. It's like I grew up playing Command and Conquer on a console, and it feels much. Command and Conquer is so much more complicated and so much more to it that Halo Wars felt a bit basic compared to it. I still enjoyed it, but I don't think it's as good as the first person shooter Halo game. So I think C's about right. I would say C or D. No C. I think C.
I was thinking of
C's fair.
D, but then if you say
All right,
feel this
D.
is
Go to the if you want to have D with democracy, you
well,
can go D if you want.
no, I mean, if you feel this is like seaworthy, because the thing is, I don't know if I played it to the certain extent, but it could be a good game. So we'd say C.
Maybe put it D because I think its sequel is better. So I would say Halo Wars 2 would probably be. I mean, with spoilers, I put Halo Wars 2 in C, and then Halo Wars 1 in D. So like that's why I bumped it down to D because I think Halo Wars 2 is better than Halo Wars 1.
Well,
So
we'll get to that part.
we'll get to
Now,
that.
let's see. Spartan Assault. What's this?
Oh God, a twin stick shooter. It's okay. E. Put it in the E. Put it
Yeah,
in the
I haven't
E.
played it, but I imagine it's just
It's alright.
like indie game type of shit.
It's passable. It's passable.
So
And I would say that's the same thing. Just put that E as well.
yeah, I think it's fair for both of these games. It's just like, oh, we just make this like makeshift Halo game, and that's about it. It looks like it's made for Xbox Live Arcade. Haven't played
Yeah,
those, but I think it's just deserves on the E column. So whatever.
yeah. So
Anyway,
are we on the last Bungie one?
Yes, Halo
The last of the god tier Halo
Reach.
games. I would
Yeah,
say that's A or B.
I was tempted
Definitely not
to.
C.
I was tempted to put it in like a S rank
S.
because
Yeah,
I
okay. I'm
because
okay with
the
S.
now let me explain. It's just I think it's the single player campaign. It's just like, plays like usually the Halo. Again, I
Yeah,
didn't get this on launch day, but when I got it, like I found the multiplayer to be the best because it's got the progression system, the lobby
yeah,
rights, and it's got a fantastic shop. And it just makes me sad, like after going through the newer games, it just makes me miss
yeah.
this shop so much, and not even Master Chief Collection can even best it. But then I think
I
it
really,
I think it's
yeah,
just it's really offers the really the best firefight mode. It comes with
yeah,
matchmaking, and also the single player is good, but I think it's considered to be harder. I mean, what do you think?
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think the Halo Reach multiplayer is not as good as Halo 3's, but I feel the
Oh,
campaign is. Halo 3's got better multiplayer, but I think the campaign is very good for Halo Reach. I would go with S or A. S or A for me.
I would
I
say
go.
A really because I
Okay,
think
we'll put it in A.
because the thing is I think the Halo Reach is a bit more tight, but I think I think to be honest, I think not living up to Halo 3's expectations is just about right. Actually, screw it. Just put an S rank
S.
because I don't care.
All right. uh, hang on. I'll stay. We'll stay talking. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
keep
sure.
going. Just a second. Just to talk. We what are we on to now? Halo 4.
Yes, Halo 4. Now I think this is definitely the next one, but I think it's
C.
just like,
D.
well,
F. Bin. Down. No.
nice.
The story was good. The 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 forerunners suck. They're horrible. There's not enough ammunition in the single player. The storyline is well written. I think it's decent. I think it had a good ending, but Halo 5 kind of ruined it. The multiplayer, even though I played a lot of it, was pretty much a Call of Duty clone, and it kind of lost its Halo identity in the multiplayer, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah,
For me,
I
it's a
agree.
low tier, but I'm not sure how low we can put it.
Well,
C or D for me.
to me, I think a Halo 4 is like fresh, different, and I like the Prometheans
Yeah.
to be honest. But I think it's
Okay.
just I think the problem is with the campaign is just that Halo 3 and Halo Reach has their charm, but Halo 4 is just tries to shake things too much. And what's worse
Yeah.
with the multiplayer, I think it's like really bad in comparison because they try to make it as relevant to Call of Duty, except they really mess things up. Like they try to introduce
Yeah.
classes and bits like that, except like the ordnance drops are clever, but it's just the multiplayer is just not something that makes you remind you of Halo 3. So I'm tempted to put in like C.
Yeah, C's fine. I wouldn't put it any higher than that, though. I think that's about
No,
right.
no, 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 no.
No, no way. It's not as good as ODST. Let's put it that way. Halo 5, bin. Trash can.
Agree.
No, D. All right, okay, okay. I was going to say D, but okay.
Well, I think
Or
I would be
E.
tempted to put in the trash can anyway, but well, I don't
All
know.
right,
I mean, if you
okay.
want to put
The
in
mo-
like E, then
Halo 5 multiplayer is really fun, but the problem is the progression system's messed up and it has loot boxes, which
yes,
kind of ruins it. But the multiplayer is solid. They kind of fixed the multiplayer finally, but the story is god awful. Yeah,
yeah,
we can leave it in the trash can. Leave it in the trash. Let's just leave it there.
yeah,
That sounds good.
because I would say the positives are that, well, there's nothing good about the story because it's a absolute dog shit.
It's
But
horrible.
there's some good things about the multiplayer, and the Forge is better. But then I think it's a little bit too late because it didn't have a very good launch. But I think what's
No.
worse is that you have so much to collect, but you have to keep buying loot boxes in order to get them all. So I think it deserves
Yeah.
in the trash can. Not gonna
I'll stay
lie.
with the trash. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Are we going to do Halo Infinite or Halo Wars 2?
Stick
Oh,
with
Master
the
Chief Collection.
yes.
A.
I would say
I would say A.
B because I would say like it's got the collection of all the Halo games, and eventually got ODST and Reach, and I
Yeah,
think
it's got everything.
yeah, it's just like really good. But I noticed there's some problems with it. Like it combines them together and offers a multiplayer, but I think it just feels a bit cheap. Also, it's got a really bad launch where it had connection problems, which it
Yeah,
got better. It became a fully fledged one, and it's got more cosmetics. But what really bothers me is just like it's supposed to be kept as a compilation, but it's just been treated as if it's a latest thing, and that's why they
yeah,
keep adding like more cosmetics. Also, the fact that Halo Infinite hasn't got any cosmetics when this one keeps receiving it, it's just
yeah.
not that great. But if it's on
I
PC,
yeah.
then it's great. But I think to me, it's just like it's kind of a bit flawed, but it's got
Okay.
better. But I would say it's just still B for me. Well, what do you think?
I mean, it's the greatest collection of video games ever assembled. I mean, it's got Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, Reach, and ODST in it, and it has all their multiplayers, and they all seamlessly work together. I think it's quite an achievement, to be fair. I know it was broken at first, but at this moment in time, it works. They did say they're going to start charging for Spartan points, which is like, that's a downer for me.
I think
I'm
they
okay with
scrapped.
B.
I think they were going to scrap that, but I would
Oh,
still
okay.
be comfortable with putting it on B anyway, because that
Okay, we'll say it B because it's not an original game. It's a It's a collection of old games. So I guess B's fair. If it was the originals, then maybe B should be a bit higher.
yes,
Yeah. Okay.
and
Halo,
also
is it
bear
gonna?
in mind it's just like only Halo Anniversary they got that in
Yeah.
instead of original, and there's Halo Two
Yeah.
Anniversary which is pretty polished, but it doesn't have the
Yeah.
anniversary update to Halos 3 and 4, so it's a bit lame.
No.
Now,
Yeah.
Halo Wars
Halo
2,
Wars C tier.
I would
It's
say
better than. Oh God.
I would say the story is really fantastic, and I
Oh
love
yeah, it
it.
is.
But I did play the
And it
game before, and the thing is, it's just like gameplay is okay-ish, but it's alright. It's gets
yeah.
around, but it's not something I would go back to. But yeah, I think you'd probably say C could be a good
C
tier for
maybe
it.
B. Yeah. It introduces the Banished, which we think is I think is a very good bad guy like faction. I think the Banished are fantastic, and they're like the best thing that's come out of Halo since Bungie left. Um, so I'm quite happy with that. I mean, it's better than Halo Wars One. It actually adds to the story, so I'm kind of cool with that being there. Yeah, I think C's fine
I was thinking
or
of like
B.
B, but I think it's for I think because it's not that addictive or something I can get back
Yeah,
to, I think C would be perfect
C's
enough.
fine. It's a good spin
Yes.
off, but I wouldn't say it's as good as the mainline ones. Ooh, okay,
Now,
so this is the final one.
yes, because now this is interesting because single player is great, got an open world,
Yeah,
and it's got so much to do. But
I think.
the
Well,
multiplayer is like got the Halo 3 gameplay in, but
yeah.
it's just not that brilliant in the end.
I don't know. I think the multiplayer is fantastic in Halo Infinite. The only problem is there's not enough content for it. There's not enough maps or modes or forge mode or anything. I would put it in B though. I think it's the best 343 Halo by a mile. It's much better than Halo 4, which is in C tier.
What
Um, the multiplayer is good. The single player story is good. Even though we were discussing Halo on our podcast, Xbox the Box podcast, we were saying that it feels like Halo Infinite story. They kind of skip a whole game. It feels like it goes from 5 to 7. It feels like it feels like there's a whole game's worth of story in the middle that should have been explained. But I like the story. I like the pilots. I like the weapon. I like the small, intimate, like Halo, just one Halo ring, and it's a bit more like smaller scale. I kind of like that. The multiplayer, I've had a lot of fun with, even though I've run out of stuff to do on it. I'm sure once they fix the leveling up system, it's going to be one of the best Halo multiplayers to play, and I'll won't stop playing it once they fix once they fix the leveling up. And I
Well,
think it's definitely the best the free for free's ever done, and that's saying something. So
I would have to say that my only problem with the single player campaign is just lacks variety, and
yeah,
it lost a third of it. Like it's been delayed for the year, and then suddenly it's got the third of
yeah,
it cut out. So you've got this huge island to explore, but it's only reserved for just one few levels there, and I think it's a bit of a
yeah,
letdown. Also, multiplayer is great, but gets stale really quickly because, like you said, it lacks content. But it even
yeah,
is worse that they had a lot of delays. They delayed the Forge, and also like they're really slow in rolling out updates, and they couldn't get
yeah,
all the modes into it, which is why people are fledging, going back to other games, especially with
yeah.
Halo Master Chief Collection, because it's the content.
That's fair.
It's just what's all they got. Plus,
Yeah,
the balance is a bit tipped in favor of microtransactions, and I think it's
yeah, that's
just
what I thought.
bad. Also, the fact that it doesn't have any firefight in it, it just doesn't make it like more complete. Whereas with
No,
Master Chief Collection, it's just like, uh, well, it's got everything you need. Only you're playing the
and I
old
think
games.
yeah, I don't think it's as good as any of the Bungie ones, but I think it's better than all the other free for free ones. That's kind of where I put it, like in between those two. Um, I say that there's not enough content, but then I've done both battle passes up to level 100. I've got done all the bonus battle passes, like the Christmas event and the was it the I forgot it's called entrenched and stuff like that. So I mean, I
Yeah,
have played it a lot, and when I was in the alpha and the beta, I maxed the battle passes out on the alpha and the beta as well. I love the multiplayer in this game. It's so clean and crisp, and I just wish there was more. I just want more. Just like I've devoured it all, and I just want more. Ah. Um,
well,
I still have hopes for it. I'm still hoping it's going to be fixed, and we're going to have once the winter update comes in a couple of days. I'm hoping that's going to add a load of nice stuff to it to keep us occupied until the proper season 3 starts. Fingers crossed.
yeah, I think to me it's just yeah, I think if it gets improved, that's great. I'm becoming a bit more
Yeah,
positive about it, but I think the thing is they delayed a lot of good stuff with it, and it's been taking a
yeah,
long time. It definitely deserves a B position. Now, let's
definitely.
see. We go through this. We don't care about those. Just ignore. Just pretend
Yeah,
nothing
we're all there.
happened. Trash
Halo
can.
5 in the trash,
Yes.
unfortunately.
Spartan
Yeah,
Assault and Spartan Strike. Could have been don't care, but still in the E.
yeah, we'll give me
D. Halo
D for Halo
Wars.
Wars.
Is it
I
just
feel
you who
that's a bit
played it?
harsh, but yeah, it feels a bit harsh, but that seems about right. But it also looks harsh when you put it in. It's not a bad game, it's just compared to the other Halo games, this is D. But
Well, we could have
can
made
you
a
hear
mode
me?
known as mixed, but then I thought that's
Yeah,
just a screw up the chart, but just put a stick in a D. But anyway, Halo 4, C. Halo Wars 2, C. I would say Halo Wars 2 is better than Halo 4, but then they're just pretty much of the similar quality.
yeah, exactly. I agree.
Halo 3
Uh,
ODST, really brilliant single player campaign, but not fully fledged multiplayer. Halo Master
yeah,
Chief Collection is got all the Halos you
and
need, but it's a bit rigid. Halo Infinite, please improve the damn game.
yeah, almost there. It's almost there. That's the most frustrating thing about Halo Infinite. It's it's that close. It's that close to being perfect.
Yes.
It's a little bit more. Just yeah,
Uh,
it's almost as good as a Bungie game. Almost, not quite.
Now,
Almost as good as a Bungie one.
so Halo Combat Evolved, A, but we haven't
Yeah.
talked about Anniversary. So would you say Anniversary is better?
No, I think the original's better. I think Anniversary is like it kind of loses some of the soul and of the original.
I would
Like
say,
when you go through the flood level and stuff, it looks too polished. It doesn't look like it's been uh like taken over by the flood. You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't. It's like too yeah. It's just too shiny when you put the new when you put a paint on it. I think the original has a bit more soul to it.
I would say
Personally,
the Anniversary would be in C if we got it.
okay,
But as for Halo
that's
2,
fair.
best multi
Yeah, that seems good.
supreme multiplayer and the single camp campaign is pretty good, but back then it's like really revolutionary. And I would
Yeah.
say the Halo 2 Anniversary deserves an A position because it improves the single player campaign. Also, it's got a really sick multiplayer mode, which, in my
Oh
opinion,
yeah.
really beats Halo's 4 and 5 combined.
Yeah. I agree. And then we get to the S tier, which is the God tier, which
Yeah.
are the two best.
Oh,
I would say the
yes.
best two. I mean, Halo 3, in my opinion, is kind of in a league of its own. It's one of my favorite games of all time. But Halo Reach is damn good too. I like both games. Halo 3 is one of my favorite games of all time. It's my favorite Xbox game. Um, as I said, the best multiplayer shooter of all time, and it still is to this day. I will fight people in the streets if they were arguing with me on that one. I'm sticking with that. And then Halo Reach is really good as well. It's like decent multiplayer. I think the multiplayer is not quite as good as Halo 3, but it's still pretty good. And the story, I love the story of Halo Reach.
I
It's
would
like,
say Halo Reach tops above all the Halo games for me because it's just
wow,
got the perfection of all those modes. I was gonna like put it in A, but I thought it stays in S because it's just
I'll let you have an S.
absolutely fantastic. So I would say, yeah, this is top tier. But Halo 3, yeah, you say Halo 3 is best. I say Halo Reach is best. So I don't know
Yeah.
how people
I
feel
love
about
Reach.
it. So let's voice it off in the comments.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's good. That's a good idea. I mean, I love Reach. Don't get me wrong, but Halo 3 is my favorite. Yeah, comment below which one's your favorite. Where would you put? How would you tier? What would you change in the tier list? What would you put up? What would you put down? Let us know in the comments below. I think that'll be interesting to see.
Great.
I think that's it. Is there anything else you want to say before we end the thing? I think I'm
Yeah, I
good.
think so far it looks like we're pretty much doing fine, but it's gonna be a bit slow. But I think I'll be getting a fresh computer soon. But I'll just like
Brilliant.
make sure we put this up, and if it turns out great, then supreme. But anyway, I
Yep.
think I think this has worked out well because I think there have been problems with webcam, how we
Yeah.
get the audio. But I think as long as it works fine, then it looks really professional. So I'd say, yeah,
Thank you guys for watching. I got to answer the phone, so thank you for watching. I appreciate you having me.
yeah, no worries. Uh,
All right,
and thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and bye.
bye.
Take care.